guys, how's it going? It's Molly. Today I'm going to be doing a Black Friday haul for y'all. A lot of these products I have used, some of them I have not. So yeah, why don't we just go ahead and jump in, because it's kind of a lot. It could have been worse, but I've got 3 orders here that I'm going to chat with you guys about. Let's start out with some bangers. I did place an order with Viseart. They had I think things were 50% off, or I don't know, I can't remember. It might have been anywhere from 25 to 50 or more % off. So I purchased a few things. All right, the first thing that I purchased from Viseart is their Moisture Boost Lip Shine. This is absolutely beautiful. From what I could tell, there were only 2 shades available, which I thought was interesting. It's this one or like a berry purpley sort of shade. This has enough pigmentation that I can wear it on its own. And I mean, I can wear a gloss on its own regardless of the level of pigmentation, but I was surprised by how much pigmentation this actually offered. So I do really like it. It's not highly pigmented, but it has, maybe it's just like with my skin tone, this shade is really complimentary. Maybe that's what it is. We'll go with that. And it feels really nice. It's not terribly sticky. It's a nice, comfortable formula. Okay, next up, I picked up the Violet Vespertine palette. This is one of their Attendo palettes. I don't know. Here's what it looks like. I haven't used all of the shades, but I did use this shimmer. I used this deep matte. I used this lighter matte. And I liked it. I will say that this deeper matte seems to not, I don't know, it blended away a bit too easily, which it has not been my experience with other Viseart mattes, but the shimmer is really good, which has not been my experience with other Viseart shimmers. So I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it. I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. I don't think I'll probably get much use out of this shade here. It seems like it's more of a satin, and I just don't really understand the point of satin shades. I don't know. I'm like, either give me a matte or give me like a blinding shimmer. But it is a pretty shade, so take that with a grain of salt. Okay, and then the last thing that I got from Viseart is their blush palette. This is their Orange and Violet. Very creative names. And I used these 2 shades. It might have been the best blush day that I've had. And not that I've had bad ones. I just filmed my Shop My Stash and I was talking about how much I loved the Melt Cream blush lights. But these just looked so good. It was such a nice, it was a nice face day, you know? Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm excited to use more of it. I'm sure that I will probably use like the violets more than the oranges. But never say never. Those are going to be great tones for the fall. And it is technically still fall, even though it's colder than a witch's tit outside some days. Today it's nice. It's like 50. I can almost go swimming today, because it's been frigid. Okay. Oh, let's do Colourpop. It's still in the box. I haven't used these products. One was a repurchase. One was just stay tuned. I don't know. Oh, 2 were a repurchase. One of which I had broken, so I repurchased. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get there. Okay, I've got the Pretty Fresh Hydrating Foundation. I got the shade Fair Neutral. It's gonna be way too light. Yeah. But I have I think a light neutral that's a little bit too deep. So I'm going to mix them and it should be spot on. I do really like that formula. It's very skin-like, which I'm a big fan of. So I like it. I really like it. It is interesting wearing a hyaluronic foundation though, because you're supposed to put a barrier over your hyaluronic products. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. It's never affected my skin before. It's probably not going to this time. Okay, and then I got the Super Shock Shadow in the shade Frog. You guys, it is so pretty. this was a repurchase. Oh my God, can you just, would you just look at it? Just look at that. That would be a really pretty highlight too. I love it. I'm excited to use it and love it again. Yes, please. I apparently decided that the Colourpop Super Shock Shadows are worth purchasing because I pulled a little quirky in for my Shop My Stash a few months ago and I just freaking loved it. I loved it. So yeah. Then I got 3 of their eyeshadow palettes. These were $5 a piece one of the days. So the ones that I got really quick, I haven't used any of them. I got Sage the Day, which looks like this. It's green and brown. I was apparently attracted to this shade here because I don't have that a million times over in multiple palettes. It was, of these things, this one I was like, oh, I probably didn't really need that one. But for whatever reason, it just looked good. Okay, and then I picked up Wine and Only. This one, we'll see how it goes. I could see myself possibly regretting this, but here's what she looks like. Just beautiful berries. Sometimes, and I did just say in my Shop My Stash that I really love berries on my eyes. Berry tones, not actual berries. Hi, Lily. And I stand by that. These might be a little too vampy though. We'll find out. It was only $5. Like I gave up my Starbucks habit. I feel like it evens out. It's fine. And then I've got Going Coconuts. I never got this, but I've wanted it. And now that I have it, I'm like, why? I don't know. I'm sure I'll use it. I'm sure that I will. There's going to be some really lovely shimmers in here. I just know it. Well, that one's super chunky. I don't know. Maybe do you? Wow, that looks bad. People were raving about this, right? Like, I'm not imagining that. This middle one looks really pretty. It is chunky. It's very chunky, but I think it would be really pretty. That white one at the top is concerning though, but it was only $5. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's less than Starbucks these days. Shoot. So I got those babes. Those babes. I don't know what that was. Okay, and then I also placed an order with Moira. Let's end with Moira. Moira. I placed a large order with Moira, but they're already drugstore priced and they were like pretty discounted. So I've got a couple of eyeshadow palettes, some single eyes. We're gonna let's start with the eyeshadow palette. First of all, let's talk about this packaging. This is adorable. So this is the I'm Falling For You palette. And this is just like the outer carton thing, but it comes with a little love note and it's a blank one and I totally have makeup on it. And it says I'm falling for you and then it's just blank inside. So you can like write a love note to whoever you're falling in love with. Thought about sending it to my husband, but then I was like, but I already love him. So I'm already in love with him. Like, I don't understand. He's going to be like, what? Oh, I could give it to my son to give to a girl. That's too much. I can't do that. That's weird. It's probably just going to go in the trash, but it's a nice thought. Do I have any single friends? No, we're all married. Okay, so anyways, here's what it looks like. Oh, also it has this cute little, what does it say? It was like this. It was on there like that. It says, to my love, every day I get lost in that special kind of love with you. From Moira. That's going in the trash. My name isn't Moira. I can't give that to anybody. Okay, so this is the palette that I have on my eyes today. I did film a short with this and a couple of the other products. I have thoughts. I do have thoughts. The mattes performed lovely. I was surprised because sometimes with like drugstore price points, the mattes are less than great. These were really nice. This shimmer was not what I wanted it to be. Yeah. I have high hopes about the other shimmers in the palette, but this one, and if I'm remembering correctly, when I've tried shades like this in the past from other brands, they didn't perform as well as some of their other shimmers did. So I'm going to reserve judgment until I've had a chance to really play around with the palette. What I like about it is I think the color story is really pretty. We've got pinks and purples and like some neutrals. Today I've got this shade as my transition shade. I deepen things up with this shade down here, which is like this beautiful plummy brown. And then this is all over my lid. Now I had to really work to get this to do much of anything on my lid. I used a glitter primer, which I always do, but then I also had to go in with a wet brush, and then it still wasn't good enough. So I might have topped it with one of the single eyeshadows. And by might have, I mean I did top it with one of the single eyeshadows that I got. So this shade, meh, wah wah, not that great. But I am excited to use the palette some more. The other eyeshadow palette that I got, I think these were only like $10 a piece. They were really affordable. The other one that I got is the Endless Moonlight palette. Here's what it looks, well, the packaging looks like. I feel like their detail is lovely, but can I get it out? No. I might have broken it. Let's find out. It is a chunky palette, which I don't love. I wish that was not the case, but it's, you know, it's just a neutral palette. Here is what it looks like. You've got a mixture of neutrals, warm tones, cool tones, mattes and shimmers. And you know, there's some things about it now that I have it that I'm like, probably didn't need it, but it was on sale and I wanted to try the brand. So, yeah, I probably won't get a lot of use out of the silvers, although I would like to try them. And I feel like winter is a great time to try silver shimmers. I do think I'm going to get some good use out of this. So I could do some swatches, maybe make this video a little interesting. I'm going to put some lotion on so that my swatches don't just crumble off of my skin. It's crazy. I lotion up my hands like probably 10 times a day, and they're still super dry. They're not as dry as they have been in like past winters, but like winter is just starting. Oof. Okay, so there's the shimmer swatched on lotion, so keep that in mind. Although if you're gonna use like a glitter primer, you're gonna get a good effect. These are so pretty, like this shade especially right here. Ooh. Okay, so there's some mattes swatched. I have high hopes for the mattes. I feel like they're gonna look really good. I'm excited to use this and just kind of see how it performs. Okay, next up, I did get their soft blush balm. This looks like, I mean, it's a dupe for the Merit blushes. I am a little curious, how do you twist it up? Does it twist up? I don't know that it twists up or if this is like all that you get, but it is the blush that I have on today, and I think it's really pretty. It blended out really well. It's nicely pigmented, not too overpowering. It was nice. I don't know that I necessarily feel the need to purchase more, just because I'm not super sure about the packaging or the amount of product. It's 0.3 ounces, so well, that's a lot. I just compared it to one of the Melt Cream Blush Lights. This is 0.14 ounce and this is 0.3. So you get way more product in the Moira. But where is the product? I may have to look up how to, maybe that just is it. Maybe it's domed on the top, but then like there's a bunch of product in the component. I don't know. Anyway, it's a nice situation. I keep calling things situations. It's nice. I like it. Next up, I picked up one of their Lucent cream shadows. This is the shade Jupiter. I think this will be fine. I don't see myself reaching for this very often. Here is a swatch of it. I think it's really similar to the Colourpop Frog shade, which as you know, I purchased. I just talked about it. So, in fact, I'm gonna do a little comparison. Oh, okay. So the Jupiter has more green in it. That's Jupiter, that's Frog. Jupiter, Frog. It's pretty. It is pretty. I'll give it that. But it does, like, the texture is, it feels just like a Colourpop Super Shock Shadow. Sorry, my brain stopped for a second there. Okay, next up, and I think these might be my favorite. I picked up 4 of their Chromolite shadows. This is the shade Lilac Love here. And I'll swatch on the back of my hand. There it is. It's just, they're like, I think they're meant to be more like toppers. And then this is the shade Opal Glazed. If I can open it. My nails are super weak because I had nail polish on for a month and they hate that. And now they threaten to break anytime I use them. Okay, yeah. So there's Opal Glazed. That is what I have on my lids. On top, I topped that shimmer from the first palette with this, and it saved the look. Like, it pulled everything together, and I do really like it. Then this one is the shade Renegade. This one I'm not quite sure about. We'll see how much use I get out of it. It's that reddish shade right there. And then the final one that I got is Sugar Crush. Oof. I think these are, I mean, these are very reminiscent of like the Urban Decay shadows. So that's Sugar Crush. They're really pretty. They're really, really pretty. It's a very thin formula, and I'm fine with that. Okay, and then I also picked up one of their Dreamlight highlighters. I got the shade Ballerina, and I am not happy about this. I am actually pretty annoyed. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on this, but you can see there's like a rim on the outside. That is what's left of the overspray that made it look like an icy pink highlight, which is what I was wanting. The actual product is a warm pink highlight, and I don't love it. I was hoping that this was going to be like, there it is right there. I was hoping this was going to be sort of a dupe for the Rare Beauty highlighters. And maybe, I mean, formula-wise, like, it feels really similar. It's a very smooth, like, baked formula. But that is a deeper highlight than I thought. I'm going to try to pick up just the overspray and show you guys the difference. Yeah, that's the overspray. That's what I wanted. That's what I thought I was buying. They look like completely different shades. Again, I don't know that the camera's doing it justice, but I'm not happy about that. It feels really disingenuous when brands do that. It's deceptive. I hate it. I just, to be honest, like, it kind of has soured the entire experience for me with the purchase. But it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know that I'll buy their highlighters again. Yeah, it's disappointing for sure. And then I also picked up 2 lip products. I got one of their lipsticks in the shade Cora. I don't really like this. The shade is fine. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. But the formula is super thin, and thin bullet lipsticks tend to be patchy when you apply them. So this was definitely patchy. I can't see myself getting a ton of use out of it. And then I got one of their hydrating lip oils. I got the shade Juicy Red. This was nice. It was fine. Compared to the Viseart one, I don't think it's much of a comparison. I think the Viseart one is a lot better. This one's a little bit sticky, but there it is. It's fine. I did put it on top of the lipstick and it helped things not be patchy. So it helped to kind of disperse the pigment in a more flattering way. And so that was good. But yeah, that's what I got from Moira, and that is going to conclude my Black Friday haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you should give me a thumbs up before you go. Subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.